All right, good morning, class. Okay, so today we're going to do a quick science experiment. And the word that we're learning about this week is called density. So density is how hard and heavy something is versus how light and fluffy something is. Something that's hard and heavy is more dense than something light and fluffy. So, a fun experiment we're going to do is, I'm going to point you down here so you can see. We're going to make a lava lamp. Some people might not know what a lava lamp is. Your parents definitely will. So what we'll need is, this is going to be our lava lamp here. I have filled it with some water. And it also has some oil. And at the bottom, just for fun, we put some food coloring down there. I put a little bit of blue and a little bit of green. And then the special ingredient is an antacid tablet. So what we'll do, we will drop that in there and we should see something special happen. Is everybody ready? Okay. I'm going to drop another one in there for good measure. So what we should see happening here shortly, I see it kind of doing something real soft. We should see them start to bubble. And so what will happen is we'll see bubbles start to rise, and because bubbles are more dense, or bubbles are less dense than the water and the oil that they're in, we should see them rise to the top here. They'll pop, and then the coloring will float back down. Now the reason you see two different layers here is this layer is oil, and this layer down here is water, and that's what has the food coloring in it. I'm not seeing anything happening with my tablets. I should see what's happening. So why do you think the bubbles are rising to the top? We just talked about it, but what is in bubbles? It's usually a type of air, right? And so with air is less dense than water and oil, so that's why it rises all the way up to the top, and it comes all the way up to the top of the oil, and then it'll pop. So I'm not sure why I'm not seeing anything happening, but I guess that's why it's called an experiment. Okay, so I added a little bit of vinegar to speed up the process a little bit, and it's helping. I'm getting a few more bubbles coming up, and as you can see, they're rising all the way up to the top. It's kind of hard to see on the camera there. But as it goes longer and longer, it's speeding up the process. So look at the bubbles floating all the way up there. We're going to leave it in there for a little while and see how it happens. And we're going to go from there. Okay, we're back. And I left it in there for a little bit longer, and as you can see, we have a lot more action happening now. So if you look, you can see one of the tablets at the bottom, and it's bubbling pretty good. And you can see the bubbles rising to the top. That's pretty fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it like that. And I want you to ask yourself, why do you think this is happening? And so one of the things that we talked about earlier in the video was density of objects and why they sink and why they float, and we've talked about it in our lesson as well. And so with this, we want to really just kind of understand that everything has a different density. And so at the bottom, we're looking at water and food coloring and a little bit of vinegar and our antacid tablets. And then the next layer, this biggest layer here, is oil, like we talked about. And then after that, it's just the air in the room. And so one of the things that the tablets respond to is acid. And so they're making carbon dioxide because they're trying to neutralize the acid that's down here with the vinegar and the water. And so when they're doing that, they're making carbon dioxide, which is part of what our air is, and that's what is making the bubbles, and the bubbles want to go all the way up to the top. And so you can see that's pretty fun. You can show your parents now that you know how to make a lava lamp, and they will be very impressed, and they'll, I'm sure, think back to their childhood. But anyways, that's our experiment for today. Thank you for watching.